Well, hello, everyone. This is your coach, Dr. Andrea Dickerson, here with IOwnADaycare.com, where we connect childcare business owners with proven management solutions. For today's proven management solution, I want to talk to childcare business owners about one of the key principles to running a childcare business, which is creating your closeout process. So if you want to make sure that your closeout process allows you freedom and allows for each of your departments to be held accountable, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, stay tuned, and I'll be right back.
Are you ready to start?
Yay! All right, so awesome. Thank you guys so much for standing along with me for today's training. I want to talk to you today because your management process could be the very thing that's holding you back. So many childcare owners try to identify that the challenges with the staff and the challenges with the director and the challenges with the state and the challenges with the children and the challenges with the parents. But sometimes you contribute to your own problems because you don't have the right processes set up to help you maneuver and work through the challenges that come along with owning a childcare program. Now, if somebody would have told me years ago that I would be faced with the challenge of managing multiple sites, over 50 plus people, a nanny agency, a ministry, et cetera, I would have asked them, how do I get it all done? And so maybe you're there. Maybe you're at the place in your journey where you're like, how do I get all of this stuff done? Well, the way you get it done, it's going to be through your closeout process. And so the closeout process is essential for your operations. And so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that today. All right. So many owners forget to complete a company hierarchy. Now, I have several videos I've done about company hierarchies, so make sure you visit my channel and take a look at them. Your company hierarchy tells you which role and the person's skill set and title of that role. And then it also tells you which department reports to that role. So for instance, if you have yourself as the CEO and you own and operate your childcare facility, then you would have yourself as the CEO, an assistant director, and then the rest of your organization, like your admin, your teachers, your cook, your transportation, your subs, your assistant teachers, like everybody goes on this company hierarchy. And it goes in the order of authority. All right. And then if you have multiple sites, it will be maybe you as the CEO, and then site 1, site 2, and then their assistants or admins, and then the teachers, bus drivers, cooks, etc. And then if you own multiple sites, where you start now creating like your franchise type model, 3 or more locations, it has to be a franchise type model in order for it to work. Then you have yourself as the CEO, and then you have an executive director. Then you have your site admins, and then you have your assistant directors, and then you have your staff, your teachers, your assistants, your subs, and you might have someone in human resources by now. You'll have someone over operations. So the company hierarchy begins to expand because everything that you once were doing, you are now dispersing those responsibilities to different departments. So now that you have those different departments, it's so important that you move in a direction of having a closeout for every single department. A closeout for your teachers, a closeout for your kitchen, a closeout for your drivers, a closeout for your admin, a closeout for your directors, a closeout for your office team, and also a CEO closeout. So let me tell you a little bit about what those things are, because when I implemented this process, it changed the game for me. And when I say change the game for me, it gave my company more accountability because I had interconnected tasks. So one person couldn't leave until the other person's job was done. And if the job wasn't done, then they both had to communicate that in the closeout as to what impacted that, because things happen. Day-to-day operational things can happen, and it can impact everyone completing their job consistently across the board. But there's a process to do for that, and I teach clients how to do that all the time so that they can have a successful closeout. So now what you want to do is go back to your infrastructure, which is your company hierarchy, and you want to take a look at that and ensure that each department has a closeout. And that closeout responsibility starts from the bottom and goes all the way up to the top, to where the CEO has to receive a daily closeout and review it so that they know exactly what happened in that organization that day. So let me give you an example. So before your teachers go home, they have to report to the person that you've assigned to the back of the house. The back of the house person reports to the director. And then before your cook goes home, the teachers have to report to the cook all the children that ate. The cook has to do the head count and report to the admin person. And then once your cook reports to the admin person then includes the content from the back of the house as well as the content from the kitchen into their daily closeout sheet. And then they take and report that to the director. So just for the sake of today's training, you would have seen how the teachers before they left reported to the person that does the walkthrough, verifying that their classrooms are ready to be closed out and to go home. The kitchen before they would have left would have gotten the numbers from the classroom so that all the head counts and meals would have been accounted for. And then the admin, director, or assistant director, whoever does the back of the house, would have gathered all of that information and ensured that all areas were ready for closeout, kitchen and classroom. And they would have taken and put it on their report, because their daily task is to make sure that this stuff is done. And then once they take and put it on their report, they close out to the director. Then the PD takes that information and they submit it to the CEO. And then the CEO is able to know how many children ate that day. All the classrooms were closed out according to the classroom systems. The flow for the admin person, because of course the admin person has their task that they have to do every day. The flow for the director and their task, what they have to do every day, is included in that report. And now the CEO gets a snapshot of how the program operated each day. And of course, once you start operating with multiple levels, then your closeout goes to your ED, and then your executive director does all of that closeout for you. And you basically are now operating as the visionary. Well, guys, I could go on and on about this topic because it was one of the most game-changer aha moments that I had, and I implemented it in my business, and it helped me to become more of a freelance entrepreneur. I guess that's what you could call me, because I then started doing other things and creating other streams of income, and I was able to retire from operating the childcare program when I was 38 years old. So I've been retired several years now, and now I just coach, teach, write books, and travel the world helping childcare business owners implement systems and put them in place. So if you're interested in meeting me live out in person, be sure to go to www.jumpstartmychildcaresuccess.com, because we do have a conference coming up and I want to see you there. But tickets are limited and we're on our way to Atlanta right now. So hurry, go check us out. Only a few spots left. All right, as always, remember, if you manage the childcare business that you love, you will love the childcare business that you manage. Bye, you guys.